Before we get into this video, y'all look how cute my sprite is. Are you joking? Are you joking me? Flower power, girl bossing, gatekeeping? Thank you. Hi, hello, I'm Chrissy, girl bossing and gatekeeping, and welcome to the 12th sketchbook page video of 2025. Today I will be working with these watercolors. I got them a really long time ago, actually. Not like super long ago, but enough for them to be sitting on my shelf for a while. I've had the idea to use them for a video since I like playing with random art supplies. The price doesn't matter to me. I will always find a way just to use something for the hell of it. However, I'm not going to limit myself to this watercolor palette because let's be real, it could cost $100. My lazy butt is still gonna reach for the other art supplies and mix it in as well because your girl is a mixed media girl through and through because I struggle to focus on one thing. But today, the fun concept of today's video is the watercolor palette was $3. So I want to test the limits, kind of just see what happens and have a good time enjoying some art. Are you with me? Are you with me? I really enjoy working in sketchbooks and I'm trying to share more of that art here. If you are here to just see the art or art process, below are timestamps to guide you through the video. But before we get into the video, if you are new to my traditional art videos and are interested in seeing more of them and what they are about, I have a playlist below and in the iCard above you can go check out. If you like the traditional art video for today and want to see more, please do share the video around so we can get more of a push on them. If you want to see this drawing in a speed draw format without me talking, you can find that on my Xtras channel, and if you would like to see the raw footage of my art with background music, you can find that on my Uncut channel. Also, I'm really trying to get monetized at some point, so sticking around for the whole length of the video helps my watch time, so stick around if you would like to support me that way. Of course, you can always like, comment, and subscribe to support me as well. This video is perfect to draw along with, so if you care to tag along, grab a sketchbook or something to draw with and we can draw together. I used the cheap watercolor palette today, but you can feel free to use anything you want. Of course, my art is character related, so maybe you also have some characters you want to draw as well. I know I always have some sitting around that need fresh art, or if you care to draw the character in today's video, feel free to do so and send it in the Discord server linked below in the description. I would love to see any of your art. Now, with that little ramble out of the way, let's get into the actual art part of the video. A bit of a Chrissy art ramble warning. If you don't want to listen to me talk about art, this video may not be for you. So, jumping in, since we are working with this watercolor palette, I decided to draw Tina because the colors were a perfect fit for her. I will be jumping between two sketchbooks and it might be a bit confusing, but I will talk you through my process. Jumping into my big square sketchbook, I started blocking in colors first to help me decide where my sketch was going to be. I quickly realized that the colors were not very pigmented on this paper and the amount of water layered to get that amount of color I needed on the page was not gonna work at all. The paper was warping and not handling it as well, so I decided to draw two drawings. We will come back to the big one, but I decided to just get the color blocking down and let that dry while I attempt a different drawing in a different sketchbook and kind of just think about it. I wanted to make sure I gave these watercolors the best opportunities I could by using the best paper I had available. Moving over to my smaller sketchbook that has paper specifically made for mixed media projects, knowing that this would be better support for the watercolors, I started blocking in the colors. The pigment reacted much better on here. If you ever find that your watercolor paints are not working as best as you want them to, try to swap to a different type of paper. Another thing you should be doing is spraying the palette and letting those paints soak up the water to activate. In my small sketchbook, I blocked in those colors and started to draw Tina in. Taking a pink fine liner Sharpie, I drew in her face and body, deciding to draw her with a bouquet of flowers. Not my strongest drawing of Tina, but it does represent her well. Jumping back into my big sketchbook now that it has dried, I wanted to at least draw in my idea for this page. I like this sketch more than the one in my small sketchbook, just because I had more room and understanding of what I wanted. The small sketchbook was a spur-of-the-moment idea, so I had to conceptualize an idea for the big sketchbook and kind of just jumped in randomly into my small one. Because the sketchbook page is so big for what I want to do, and I'm doing 2 drawings today, I decided that this page won't be as finalized as our small one, just because it would take me a really long time to complete both drawings, and I don't want to use colored pencils on a page that big, if I'm honest. Back in the small sketchbook, I started adding more pigment from the watercolors, adding more color, blocking, and details. That red was so pigmented. This color palette, if you ever see it in stores or online, I actually recommend it so much. These pigments really shocked me with how strong some of them were, considering it was only $3. I added small little shapes to represent flowers in the background and other details. Letting that dry, I moved into the big sketchbook, deciding to test the strength of its paper. I added more color blocking now that my sketch was placed in. Adding colors to my flowers and her jewelry, once again, that red just pops so much even on this paper. This color palette is just so perfect for Tina. The paint in the small sketchbook dried, and I then moved into my first line art phase. Taking a thin red liner Sharpie, I started lining her. I wasn't sure if I wanted a dark black line art because of how vibrant and pretty the colors seemed to pop. Because of the small sketchbook, I was having a hard time drawing her. She doesn't look as good as she could, and that's because I'm not used to drawing in a sketchbook like this, let alone having her so small on the page. And I just need to draw Tina more. Regardless, the drawing is still good. I did abstract line work and patterns in the background to represent all of the flowers. My only shading option really was colored pencils. I don't think more layers of watercolor would have given me the shading look I wanted, so I grabbed my Prismacolor pencils and attempted shading. You can see me shade the face and then pause, grabbing a pen to start lining her face. Here, I was trying to decide if I wanted to go in fully with doing black line art. So I did a small part and moved back into shading. Just shading and looking at it and trying to decide what I wanted to do. I tried to pick colors I knew would make these watercolor pigments pop better. There wasn't a color in the palette I didn't like. They weren't chalky and worked well with other supplies. I grabbed a ballpoint pen and worked to finish the line art. I decided the black line art would be a good choice to separate all those colors. While the red line art did look pretty, the black helps separate Tina from the background, making the drawing easier to read. I tried my best with the line art, making sure not to smudge it. I would have actually cried if that happened, because ink on top of colored pencil, sometimes you really gotta make sure not to touch it and let it dry, because sometimes it smudges, and it frankly pisses me off. So patience and caution is needed. Once the line art was done, I grabbed some white acrylic paint to add in some final highlights. Her little blush and cheek highlights are so cute. I always love that part. Now for the big sketchbook. I grabbed that same thin red liner Sharpie and I did the line art. If I wasn't going to do the whole shading and extra details, I at least wanted to do the line art for this page since I found the sketch so pretty. Even if I wanted to do the extra effort to finish it, I just didn't have the time, and I thought it looked fine without it. Art doesn't always have to be big and grand. If you know that day you just aren't up for drawing a whole illustration and want to sit and sketch, then just sit and sketch. You define the quality of the art. The quality of the art does not define you. I think it was beautiful regardless, and part of that is Tina is just beautiful. I hadn't done any flower drawings in a while, so that was actually fun practice. I actually enjoy doodling flowers, especially the line art part, because each flower can be similar or as different as you want them to be. You can do crazy shapes of petals and leaves and it will still look like a flower somehow. Here are the final drawings of today's video. Sorry for jumping back and forth between them, but I wanted to do the voiceover the way I drew it. And when I was drawing, I was moving back and forth from sketchbooks. So if you wanted to know if Chrissy sits there for the full 4 to 8 hours drawing a sketchbook page, no, she doesn't sit there all the way through because, oh my gosh, I would get so annoyed so fast. I like focusing on more than one thing. It's just how Chrissy works. I like the way the little sketchbook turned out. The line art really helped tie in the floral theme in this background, and the colors popped as well. The big sketchbook, however, is definitely still lovely in its composition and colors. Please let me know which one is your favorite or what you like or hate about either of the pages. Would I recommend these watercolors? Absolutely. At the end of the day, they did their job and had nice pigments. It's just up to the artist to take that in the way they want to. $3 was definitely worth it for at least these 2 drawings. That's all I have for this video. I hope you enjoyed. It was interesting to work with this watercolor palette. Who knows if I will use them again? Maybe. Probably. I will be honest, I've already used it. I've already used these watercolors since this drawing. They're really helpful for color blocking, fast and quick, and I really like the color selection, so why wouldn't I use them again? Like always, let me know what you think in today's video. Thanks for sticking around the whole way through, and if you just skipped to the ending, thanks for clicking on my video anyway. That's all I have for today. I will see you in the next one. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord turn his face towards you and give you peace. If you have anything to pray for, please let me know in the comments below. I love you, God bless you, and have a wonderful day.